Hi again, hello, welcome to LALA Moves, and thank you for joining me again in this weekend class for a chair yoga session. Okay, today we'll just try to feel good, and if you feel like some poses are difficult, try to take the options that are more accessible for your body. All right, so welcome again. My name is Teacher Lala Rimando, and I'm coming to you from the province of La Union, which is in the northern Philippines. So we'll try to make the poses as accessible to anybody, even if you've never done yoga in the past. And it will help perhaps if you have a block, just like this, or perhaps if you have a book that is tall enough, or any, like a container, that will just make some of the poses feel better in your body. But those are just options. Again, let's just do the options that feels, accessible or apt for your particular body. So some of the poses may look different from the way I do it, but I'll cue you into the poses so that you know which areas you need to activate or relax so that we can make the most of the benefits of the poses. All right, let's start by just sitting all the way to your chair. Oh, by the way, just make sure that you have a sturdy chair. For today's practice, we'll try to do some poses where if you have a chair with armchair, yes, armrest, that might make some of the poses challenging. So do find a chair, a stable chair, a sturdy chair, preferably with no armrest. Okay. So if you have everything with you, well, all the props or the mindset or the mood, if you're already up for it, let's start. Come to the edge of your chair, not too, to a point where you'll feel that you're about to fall off, but just a comfortable area where you can bring your knees far apart and allow your feet to just turn out. So in this pose, we just want you to feel very grounded and stable. We'll now do a cat and cow pose. So it's a way for us to tilt our pelvis forward and back. So imagine, we'll focus our attention just on our hips, on our pelvis. It helps if you can hold the rim of whatever lower body clothing you have on right now. And just use your thumb and your pointing finger. And notice that if you tilt your pelvis forward, it's just your pelvis that's moving, that not your spine, not your shoulders yet. If you tilt your pelvis forward, as if, there's a soup in your belly and you're trying to spill the soup forward. Okay, so you're tilting your pelvis forward. And then let's tilt the back. It's as if that soup in your belly is being spilled to the back. Let's do that a couple more times as we add our inhales as well. Inhale to spill the soup forward. Exhale to spill the soup back. So we're just tilting our pelvis. Inhale, exhale. We're just going to be at the center, meaning we're not tilting our pelvis forward or toward the back. We are finding the center and we're trying to lengthen our spine toward the ceiling, such a way that our shoulders are over our hips and our ears are aligned with our shoulders. You may even externally rotate your upper arms and allow the palms to face forward. Okay, this is what you call the Tadasana pose. So take a big inhale, send that inhale toward your belly. And as you exhale, contract your belly and expel all the air out. One more time, inhale and exhale, release. Now, let's do that cat and cow pose again. That action of tilting your pelvis forward and to the back, but will allow the spine to join in the fun. So it means that when you tilt your pelvis forward, spilling the soup forward, initiating the movement from our pelvis will allow the spine, bone by bone, to follow suit in such a way that when we have reached the top of our spine, we can actually try to look up because the neck is at the top of the spine. And we'll do the same thing on the other way. So let's tilt the pelvis toward the back and allow the spine to move with it bone by bone until the chin comes down and almost touches the chest. Let's do that one more time. Inhale as we tilt your pelvis forward. And bone by bone, the spine follows suit. You may even tilt your head back, not too much. Exhale, tilt the pelvis back. And the spine follows, bone by bone. And the head comes down last, chin to chest. Okay, this is the cow. And we inhale, and this is the cat as we exhale. From here, let's try to interlace your fingers, just like this. And then add it in the cat and cow. And allow the palms to face forward as we do the cat pose, allowing our spine to round, chin to chest. And as we exhale, bring that palm toward the ceiling, allowing our spine to arch. Our pelvis is pointing toward the front. Exhale, cat pose. Inhale, cow pose. So the movement is coming from the pelvis, and our spine and our hands are just following suit. This is an exhale. Inhale and exhale. Now keep your hands toward the ceiling, but keep the interlacing of the finger, and only if it's accessible can you allow your palms to face toward the ceiling. Keep your spine long and straight, just like what we did in Tadasana a while ago. As we tilt this time toward one side. Okay. Don't allow one hip to hike up. Just land both hips on the chair as you feel the stretch along your side body. Option to look up, look forward, or look down, whichever feels good for your neck. And come back to the center. Take a big inhale first, lengthen. Exhale, we're going to tilt toward the other side. This time, we're stretching the other side body. Feel the lengthening in your side waist, your side ribs, maybe even your armpit. And exhale, come back to the center. Let's extend one foot out. This is part of stretching their hamstrings. It does help if you're at the front edge of your chair. Okay, and flex at the ankle so that your toes can point toward the ceiling, and feel the stretch there. If it's too much of a stretch, you can micro bend. Let's start with this. You can micro bend your foot as long as you're still feeling a stretch in the hamstring. So it's either you're micro bending or you're fully extending the foot out, pointing the toes actively toward the ceiling. Take a big inhale here, think of length, and exhale. Lean forward only up to a certain amount where we're keeping your lower back long and straight as if we're in cow pose a while ago. This is a more intense stretch on the hamstrings. Let's raise our torso up again toward the ceiling. Let's do that one more time. Take a big inhale first, and when you exhale, that's when you lean forward. Keep your lower back straight. Don't allow your lower back to round. And exhale, release. We'll do that also, of course, on the other side. Release your hands first and just roll your shoulders to the back and then roll your shoulders forward. Okay, we'll do the same thing on the other side. Extend the other foot out, other leg out, flex at the ankle, and allow the toes to point toward the ceiling. Again, interlace your fingers, send the palms out toward the ceiling. Think of length first. So you're rooting down through everything that's touching something as you're reaching through the crown of your head and through your palms toward the ceiling. And exhale, keeping your lower back straight. Start to lean forward and feel the more intense stretch on the hamstrings. And you need to kind of also use your core to stay balanced here. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, release some more. If you feel a little more wobbly, you can walk your bent leg a little more forward or toward the side, whichever makes you feel stable. Inhale, exhale with your lower back straight, lean forward only up to a certain point where you still feel curious and interested and challenged but not in pain. And inhale, come back, release your hands, bring them to the side. We're going to cross your legs. You can choose which side. We're just allowing the right knee to go over the left knee, or in your case, just choose whichever you want. Then let's bring our hands out We're still keeping our torso long and straight here. Now we're going to hug ourselves. So notice which one is on top already, which elbow is on top of the other. We are trying to spread the shoulder blades. And that's why we're doing this. Take a big inhale. As you lift both elbows toward the ceiling, this is like what we did in the cow pose. Exhale, round the back, bone by bone. As you allow the shoulder blades to spread out, rounding the entire spine. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, arching the back. Exhale, rounding the back. That still involves moving your pelvis. Bring your hands out to the letter T toward the side. And exhale, release. Now release as well the crossing of the legs, and we'll do everything on the other side. So cross your legs. Noticing a while ago which elbow was on top. This time we'll put that elbow at the bottom and allow the other elbow to be on top this time. Still keeping the big hug onto our opposite shoulders. And we're still long in the torso from the tailbone all the way to the crown of the head. Take a big inhale as we lift both elbows up. Very, very small movement actually. Try to as you allow the spine, bone by bone, to round. Chin comes down last. And round your back. Let's do that one more time. Inhale. Tilt the pelvis forward. Arch the spine. Exhale. Tilt the pelvis to the back. Round the spine. And exhale, release. So we basically just move our spine and our accessories, which are our hands and the feet. This time, if you have your book or your container or your block nearby, get them close to you because we'll need them. We'll do what you call a lunge position. So that's why I asked you to not have an armrest, because I'm going to ask you to bring one foot toward the side. And then it does help if you put toward the other edge of your chair so that one bum is actually dangling off the chair. And this thigh is resting on the chair. If this foot is dangling, you can add the book or the container and just rest your foot there. So in my case, my chair is enough for my height, so I'll just not use the block. But option for this leg, you can keep it here, or one option is to send it all the way toward the back. Okay, just like this. This is when you need a block. Maybe for some, they need a block, the others may not. You can use that block to rest your knee on it, or if you think that you have the strength or the flexibility, because the goal is to be stable in this position where we feel that you are safe, your front foot, this bent leg, is safely on the floor. You can actively press your foot against the floor, and your toes, back toes, are tucked. So for others, even without a block or a book or anything, if they purposely and actively and with a lot of passion push the floor away with their toes, and they still feel very stable, if that's you, you don't need a block, but you just feel that there's more effort here. So choose the pose that fits your body. So in my case, I'm all right, but it doesn't make one pose or one option less or more or better. It just means that you kind of need to be more aware of your body, which one fits your body today. Okay, the effort is to bring your hand up. This hand, the one that's toward the front, think of rooting down through every body part that is touching the floor and the chair. Any surface that's touching the floor, root down. So in my case, it's the front foot, the knee, and the toes at the back. For those who are here, you do the same thing. Push down through your heels and the thighs on the chair. Okay, so it's the same effort. Think of lifting toward the ceiling, creating space in your in your torso, in your spine. As you exhale, just like what we've done a while ago, make sure that our foundation is stable and safe. Lean forward. So when you lean forward, the tendency is one body part will try to compensate. So try to evenly press against the floor with everything that is touching the floor. So your feet, your toes, your knee. Take a big inhale here. And as you exhale, release. Let's do that one more time. When we take a big inhale, think of length. And as you exhale, lean forward, making sure that your foundation, your lower body is very stiff here. Try to sweep your hands toward the back, keeping the torso leaning forward. You may even use both hands to send toward the back and squeeze the shoulder blades in. Take another inhale, and as you exhale, release. All right. And from here, keep the lower body where it is. We're going for a twist. We're going to move our upper body to twist and face this side. But we're starting it from the belly, and then the mid-back, and then the upper back, until our torso is almost facing the front of the room, or whichever is your front. And then just allow your hands to rest wherever they fall. As long as you can hold the twist without any effort, just being more curious about how your body feels now. Think of length. As you inhale, root down and reach up. And when you still have space, when you exhale, twist some more. And exhale. Release everything slowly and carefully. It helps if you can lean forward first, and if you came from that position, come to this original, to this option. As you scoot your bum back on the mat, on the chair, keep your feet close to each other. Your knees are not together, but just hip distance apart. We'll proceed with what you call the eagle pose. Okay? We'll just do it on our upper body, but option to do it also on the lower body. Start first with the left foot and send it across the ankle. So essentially, you're crossing your ankle. Notice which ankle is in front. So in my case, that's my left ankle. Now, let's bring your hands out to a letter T, keeping your spine long and tall. You're not arching, you're not rounding your back. Then from here, if this left leg is, if the left ankle is on top, we'll also keep the left elbow on top. But this time, instead of just crossing at the elbow, well, there's still that first option. You can stay here, just like what you've done a while ago, or bring the back of your palms together, or maybe even double bind and bring the front of the palms toward each other. So this is one option. We're going to rock and roll the pelvis forwards, allowing the spine to just follow bone by bone as we lift the hand up, creating an arch in your spine with our shoulder blades spreading apart. And as we exhale, we'll do the opposite side. We're rounding our spine. Let's do that one more time. Inhale and exhale. Release your hands and your feet as well. Of course, we'll do everything on the other side. So again, bring the other foot toward the other side of the chair as you scoot your bum and allow one to just dangle here. Option to stay here and do the same adjustments. Basically, if you need a block under this other foot or a block here, it depends on whatever feels good for your body. And as long as one hip is not hiking and the other is not also dropping, so allowing your hips to just basically be even if one is dangling here. And so this is the first option for this particular leg. So from here, the other option is to send this foot toward the back. So, but to do that more carefully and more safely, lean your torso forward before you scoot your foot back and creating an almost 90-90 angle from here. So if this does not feel stable for you, you can bring a block or a book and allow your back knee to rest on that. Or if you think that you have the strength or the flexibility or just the space for it, just allow your self to be pressing on the tucked toes at the back. Now let's do the same thing. Feel rooted on all body parts that are touching a surface. Notice if you're pressing your back foot more than you're pressing the front foot. Can you try to evenly spread your weight? When you're ready, bring your hands up as you inhale. Stay here for a couple of breaths and just notice where you're feeling a stretch or an effort. Think of length from your tailbone all the way to the crown of your head as you're reaching up toward the sky and the ceiling through your fingertips, all while you're rooted down through your feet. And when you've had enough, bring hands down. We're going to do that action of leaning forward. You'll try to compensate by dumping most of your weight to one lower body, whether it's the right side or the left side. So again, we'll try to distribute the weight even when our torso is leaning forward. Okay. Take a big inhale, and as you exhale, send your hands up and lean forward. Notice where you're dumping your weight. Can you evenly distribute it across all body parts that are touching the floor? And as you exhale, come up. Let's do that one more time. But this time, we're going to sweep the hands toward the back. Okay. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, lean forward. On your next breath, sweep your hands to the back, maybe even both hands, only if you feel stable. If you don't feel stable, you can just keep your back hand on the backrest of the chair. Maybe even squeezing the shoulder blades in and just feeling how that effort opens your chest. And as you exhale, release. Keeping your lower body where it is, we're going to twist. We're going to twist our spine and send the upper body to the front side of the chair. But we're going to use the muscles around our spine to twist us, starting from the belly, then the mid-back, keeping your torso long and straight, and then the upper back. Allow your hands to rest wherever they fall, as long as you're keeping your balance. Your spine is still long and tall. It's not rounding. It's not arching. It's at the center. Take another inhale. Keep long. And as you exhale, twist some more, only if there's available space. And exhale, release. All right, now. Mindfully and carefully come back to the front edge of your mat. And remembering which, when we did the eagle pose a while ago, if you remember, hopefully you remember which ankle was in front. We'll do the opposites one now. Okay, in my case, it's going to be my left ankle that will be in front of my right ankle. So in this pose, this eagle legs, I'm trying to ground both feet on the mat. So in your case, if you're on the floor, that's fine. And I'm also squeezing my knees in. So my inner thighs are really active. Also remembering which elbow was on top. So if left ankle is on top, it will be my left elbow that will be at the bottom. Okay. Extend your hands out to a letter T. Then start to cross them in front, cross them at the elbow. So first option is to just keep on hugging yourself just like this. Second option is to allow the back of the palms to touch. Third option is to double bind and just allow the palms to touch. We're going to do cat and cow first, initiating the movement from our pelvis. Can you rock the pelvis forward as if you want to spill the soup toward the front? As you send the elbows up, arching your spine. Exhale, tilt the pelvis toward the back. Roll the pelvis toward the back as each segment of the spine follows. One bone at a time, and your head comes down last, chin to chest. Maybe even your elbows are going to point toward your belly. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, pelvis first, spill the soup forward. Your spine follows. Lift the elbows toward the ceiling. Exhale, pelvis rocks to the back. Soup spills toward the back as you spread your Shoulder blades away from each other and rounding your spine, chin to chest, elbows point toward the belly. Inhale and exhale. Now we're going to release everything out and release. I hope that feels good for your body because we stretch the spine while we're also strengthening the extremities like the hands and the feet. Let's just end the practice by a sun salutation flow. Basically, it's the same concept as rocking your pelvis forward and backward, but we'll just incorporate some efforts with our upper body. So again, come to the front edge of your mat. Maybe even externally rotate your upper arms and come to Tadasana. When you inhale, send your hands out toward the ceiling. So think of length from your tailbone all the way to the crown of your head and through your fingertips too, while you're rooting down through every body parts that are touching a surface. So there's a rooting down and reaching up. And as you exhale, we're going to round the spine. Just allow your hands to rest wherever it's comfortable. As we bring our torso up, we're going to gather one knee in. I want to rock my pelvis forward to a point where I can actually open my chest and arch the spine. So it doesn't matter how high your knee is. The important thing is to arch the spine. And exhale, release. Keep rounding your back. We're going to scoop the other foot up. Just do the same action again. Arch the spine and spill the soup on your belly forward. And exhale, release. Bring your hands up as you inhale. Exhale, Tadasana. Let's do that 2 more times just to feel good in our bodies. Inhale. Exhale, round the spine. Inhale, gather one foot in. Spill the soup forward. Open the chest, arch the spine. Exhale, round the spine. Return the foot down. We're going to gather the other foot up. Spill the soup forward from the pelvis. Open the heart area. Arch the spine. Exhale. Release that foot. Round the spine. Inhale as you bring your hands up. Rooting down, reaching up. Exhale. Tadasana. One last time. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. In. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale, Tadasana. You can close your eyes or just focus on one area in front of you and listen to your breath. Notice how your belly is rising and falling with each inhales and exhales. Now, can you send your palms together? Open your heart as you bow your head. Keep listening to your breath, the rhythm of your inhales and your exhales. Try to even out your inhales and your exhales. Thank you for allowing me to guide you again. And I'm looking forward to your feedback on how we can best improve our chair yoga sessions here. Okay, it's getting a little dark, but I hope that everyone's fine and hope everyone can enjoy the rest of your day. See you! Bye!